Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome again with a new episode of Enjoy Your Mind. Today's topic is different ways you can keep healthy, and happy during self-isolation. Before we start, subscribe and like this video. Share it, of course. Self-isolation has become the buzzword or the buzzword of 2020 thanks to the coronavirus that disrupted the entire world. But what exactly does it involve? From keeping clean to keeping fit, there's a clock at more or different tricks that should help you to keep safe and stay sane during this global crisis. We're gonna start with number one: self-isolation or self-isolate if showing symptoms. Who exactly should self-isolate? Well, if your temperature reaches 37.8 C or above, if you're finding it more difficult to breathe, or indeed if you have a cough that just won't go away, then the chances are that you could well have the coronavirus. And as a result, you and anyone else who lives with you should stay indoors. But the length of time you need to self-isolate depends on several factors. If you live on your own, then you should avoid going outside completely for an entire week after the symptom first start showing. If you live with others, then the whole household needs to stay at home for twice as long. So we move to number two: the vulnerable should stay at home. There are certain vulnerable sections of society who should go into quarantine, even if they aren't showing any symptoms. People who have cancer, various genetic disorders, people or severe breathing problems at much greater risk for the coronavirus than the rest of the population. Other groups who should also self-isolate immediately are organ transplant patients, those taking immune system suppressing medication, and women who are pregnant. But what if you live with or care for a person in the risk group? Well, you'd be pleased to hear that you don't have to completely self-isolate. You can still venture outside providing that you stay at least 2 meters away from anyone else, a practice that has become known as social distancing. Number 3, stay in well-ventilated room. If any of the coronavirus symptoms start to show, then fresh air could be key. Patients should retire to a room that is well ventilated, and if possible, has an easily open window. The person who may have been infected should also keep their distance from anyone else living in the same house. We don't yet know for sure, but the coronavirus may be unable to spread through the air. However, in case it can, the risk of transmission lowers significantly when good air ventilation is available. A study published on website nature.com in 2019 stated that a building with even just low outdoor air ventilation levels can help to notably minimize the spread of influenza. And we move to number 4: stay clean. Cleanliness is next to the godliness. When it comes to the coronavirus, one of the first things we were instructed to do when news of outbreak emerged was regularly wash our hands thoroughly for 20 seconds. And if you don't have stopwatch close by, then you can time yourself by simply singing happy birthday to yourself twice over. Of course, it's not just your hands that need to remain as clean as possible. Your house, and specifically your bathroom, should be wiped down every time it's being used. If you're considered vulnerable or showing symptoms, and those at risk and living with others should also have their very own towels to dry down. Thank you for watching today, and as always, like this video, subscribe and share it. Of course, follow us on Instagram and Facebook accounts. See you next episode. Goodbye.